Power of a woman lies not in what she reveals, but in what she protects. In a world demanding constant openness, could silence be your greatest strength? My friends, let me tell you something that will change the way you live. There are three things, just three, that a woman should never reveal to anyone. Not to her best friend, not to her family, not even to the one she loves most. Because the moment she exposes them, she places her strength into the hands of others. We live in an age where people are eager to share everything, every thought, every struggle, every secret, believing that openness is power. But wisdom tells us otherwise. Power is not in what you give away, but in what you protect. A woman who knows what to hide walks in dignity, in confidence, and in divine strength. Today, I'm going to share with you what those three things are. And when you hear them, you will never look at life the same way again. Stay with me, because by the end of this message, you will walk away with the kind of wisdom that cannot be shaken. A woman's pain is sacred. It is not meant to be paraded before those who only wish to pity her or use it against her. When you speak of your pain to the wrong people, they will remind you of it every time you try to rise above it. Some wounds are meant to be healed in silence. Some battles are meant to be fought before. There are forces in this world that work against progress. There are people who smile at you, but secretly hope for your failure. A woman must guard her plans like a seed in the soil, nurturing it in private until it is strong enough to withstand. The winds of the world love is a beautiful thing, but it should not be given away without wisdom. A woman who exposes the full depth of her love makes herself vulnerable to heartbreak, manipulation, and regret. Love should be deep, but it should also be discerning. Not every heart is worthy of holding yours. My dear sisters, if you remember nothing else today, remember this: what you hide determines what you keep. Hide your pain, so the world does not define you by it. Hide your plans so they can grow without interference. Hide the depth of your love, so it is given only to those who deserve it. Walk in wisdom, walk in strength, and walk in the knowledge that what you guard today will protect you tomorrow. In a world where openness is often mistaken for strength, the true essence of power lies in what remains concealed. A woman who understands this walks with an air of grace and confidence that cannot be easily shaken. From the beginning of time, mystery has been the key to influence. The less people know about you, the more they seek to understand. The more they seek, the more control you have over what they perceive. There is a reason why the most captivating figures in history were those who did not reveal everything about themselves. They spoke in wisdom, chose their words carefully, and left people wondering. It is not deception, it is discretion. It is knowing that not everything needs to be displayed for the world to judge, to envy, or to misuse. A woman who understands the power of mystery does not feel the need to explain herself to everyone. She does not broadcast her weaknesses, nor does she parade her strengths. She allows her presence to speak louder than her words. She walks into a room and does not announce her worth. She embodies it. People who lack wisdom seek validation through constant revelation. They expose their thoughts, their plans, their emotions to anyone willing to listen. But what they fail to understand is that the more they reveal, the more vulnerable they become. Words once spoken cannot be taken back. Secrets once shared cannot be reclaimed. Trust once broken cannot be easily restored. A wise woman guards her tongue because she knows that not everyone listening is wishing her well. The power of mystery is is not about secrecy for the sake of secrecy. It is about protection. A woman must protect her peace, her ambitions, and her spirit from those who seek to drain, hinder, or manipulate her people, are drawn to what they cannot fully grasp. They respect what they cannot easily access. There is a reason why the greatest treasures are hidden, buried deep beneath the earth, locked away in safes, or guarded with utmost care. What is valuable is never left exposed. A woman must see herself as such a treasure. Her thoughts, her dreams, her struggles, and her strengths are not meant for public display, but for selective sharing with those who have proven worthy. There is also a power in being unpredictable. When a woman does not reveal everything she knows, everything she feels, or everything she intends to do, she maintains control the moment people think they have figured her out. She loses an element of influence. But when she holds back, when she chooses silence over reaction, when she smiles instead of explaining, she keeps them guessing, and in that uncertainty she holds the upper hand. It is not about manipulation, it is about wisdom. It is about understanding that the world is not always kind, and not everyone deserves access to the depths of her mind and heart. A woman's heart is a vast and sacred place, filled with emotions, dreams, and experiences that shape her very existence. It is not something to be placed carelessly in the hands of just anyone. There are chambers within her heart that must remain private, guarded like a sacred temple, because not everyone who enters will do so. With good intentions, the world often tells women to be open, to share their deepest feelings freely, as if vulnerability is a sign of strength. But wisdom teaches otherwise. Strength is not in how much one reveals, but in how well one guards the most delicate parts of the soul. Not everyone deserves access to a woman's pain, because not everyone will handle it with care. There are those who will listen, not to heal, but to judge, to gossip, or to use that knowledge against her. When the time is right, a wise woman knows that some pains are meant to be laid before God, not before people. Some struggles are meant to be fought in silence, not displayed for the world to dissect. The deepest wounds, when shared too freely, can be reopened by the very people she trusted. It is not coldness to withhold it, is wisdom. A woman who understands this walks in quiet strength, knowing that her heart is not a public book, but a sacred scroll meant to be read only by those who have earned the right dreams. Too are delicate. They are like small seeds planted in the soil of the heart. If exposed too soon, they can be trampled before they have a chance to grow. Many dreams have been killed in their infancy, simply because they were shared with the wrong people. The world is full of those who disguise their doubt as concern, who will smile at a woman's aspirations while secretly hoping she never reaches them. A woman must be careful whom she shares her vision with. Not every ear that listens is a friend. Not every smile is sincere. Those who truly support her will show it through action, not just words. Love is another chamber of the heart that must be guarded. A woman who gives away the full depth of her love to each easily may find herself empty, drained by those who take but never give. Love is a gift, and gifts should not be thrown at the feet of those who do not cherish them. True love is tested over time, proven through action, and strengthened by wisdom. A woman should never reveal the full extent of her devotion to someone who has not yet proven their own. It is not a game, it is self-respect. To love deeply is beautiful, but to love wisely is powerful. A woman's heart is a treasure chest, and not everyone deserves a key. Some things must remain hidden, not because they are unworthy of being known, but because they are too precious to be mishandled. Trust is a beautiful thing, but it is also one of the most dangerous gifts a woman can give. It is often said that trust should be earned, not given freely. Yet how many times do we place our faith in people who have not proven themselves worthy? The world teaches openness as a virtue, but wisdom teaches discernment. A woman who trusts too easily opens the doors of her life to betrayal, disappointment, and heartbreak. She must learn that trust is not something to be scattered like seeds in the wind, but planted carefully in the soil of proven character. Not everyone who smiles at her is a friend. Not everyone who listens to her is doing so. With a pure heart, some people come into her life only to learn her weaknesses, to gather information that they may one day use against her. A woman must understand that trust is not measured by time, but by consistency. Just because someone has been around for years does not mean they deserve to know her. Secrets, just because someone says they love her, does not mean they will protect her heart. Trust must be built on ACCs, on patterns of faithfulness, on demonstrated loyalty. A woman should never feel pressured to share everything with everyone. There are parts of her story, parts of her pain and parts of her plans that should be kept private. The world does not need to know every thought she has, every dream she hopes for, or every struggle she faces. She must ask herself, is this person truly trustworthy, or am I giving them access out of habit, loneliness, or obligation? Too often, trust is extended not because it has been earned, but because a woman feels guilty withholding it. But withholding is not selfish. It is wise. There is also danger in trusting too quickly. In moments of emotional vulnerability, when a woman is hurting, she often looks for someone to confide in, someone to ease her burden. But pain can blind judgment in the wrong hands. Her confessions can be turned into weapons used to manipulate control or gossip. A woman must pause before she speaks, pray before she reveals, and discern before she trusts. If someone has proven untrustworthy in small matters, why give them more if they have betrayed another? What guarantees they will not betray her? Even in love, trust should not be given. Blindly, love is not measured by how much one shares, but by how much one protects. A woman must ensure that the one she trusts with her heart is not careless with it. Just because someone desires her does not mean they will guard her. True trust is built over time, through trials, through seasons of testing. A woman who knows the limits of trust knows her worth. She understands that trust is a privilege, not a right, and only those who prove themselves deserve a place within the walls of her heart. Words are powerful. They can build or destroy, heal or wound, open doors or close them forever. A woman who understands the weight of her words knows that not everything she thinks or feels should be spoken aloud. The world often tells her to speak her truth, to say whatever is on her mind without restraint. But wisdom teaches her that silence is sometimes more powerful than speech. There are things that once said cannot be taken back. There are words that once spoken can change relationships, reputations, and even destinies. A wise woman understands that not every thought needs a voice, and not every truth needs to be shared with the world. One of the greatest mistakes a woman can make is speaking in the heat of emotion. Anger, frustration, and even excitement can make her say things she will later regret. How many relationships have been damaged because of words spoken in haste. How many opportunities have been lost because something was said that should have been kept private? A woman who controls her tongue controls her future. She does not speak just to fill the silence. She does not share her plans with those who have not earned her trust. She does not allow her emotions to dictate her speech. Instead, she pauses, she reflects, and she chooses her words with care. There are also things a woman should never say, not because they are untrue, but because they do not serve her well. She should not speak poorly of herself, for her words shape her reality. If she constantly declares that she is not good enough, not beautiful enough, not strong enough, then those words will take root in her mind if become her truth. She should not speak against others carelessly, for what she says about others often says more about her gossip and negativity. May feel harmless at the moment, but they always leave a stain on the speaker's character. A woman of wisdom does not waste her breath on meaningless words. And then there are secrets. A woman must know which ones to keep, not every part of her. Her life should be open for discussion. There are battles she must fight in silence. Victories she must celebrate in private. And pain she must heal away from the eyes of the world. When she speaks too much, she gives people weapons they can use against her when she reveals too much. She opens the door for doubt, interference, and unnecessary opinions. A woman who knows how to guard her words guards her peace. There is strength in silence. There's wisdom in restraint. A woman who masters her speech walks with an air of mystery and dignity that cannot be easily shaken. The world listens to those who speak with purpose, not those who speak without thought. A wise woman does not just speak. She speaks with intention, with clarity, and with an understanding that her words are a reflection of her strength. Silence is often misunderstood. Many see it as weakness, as if a woman who chooses not to respond, not to argue, or not to explain herself is somehow powerless. But the truth is, silence is one of the greatest strengths a woman can possess. In a world that demands immediate reactions, constant sharing, and unfiltered emotions, the ability to remain silent is a sign of discipline, confidence, and wisdom. A woman who masters the art of silence does not allow the world to pull her in every direction. She does not waste energy on meaningless debates, nor does she let others dictate when and how she should respond. She knows that silence, when used wisely, is more powerful than 1,000 words. There are moments in life when silence is the best answer. When someone speaks in anger, silence refuses to add fuel to the fire. When people spread rumors, silence denies them validation. When faced with provocation, silence robs the enemy of satisfaction. A woman who understands this does not feel the need to explain herself to those who have already made up their minds. She does not plead for understanding from those who do not wish to understand. She does not engage in battles that do not serve her. Instead, she chooses when to speak and when to let silence do the work for her. Silence also protects a woman who does not reveal everything she knows. Everything she feels or everything she plans keeps control over her own life. The world has a way of twisting words, of turning shared thoughts into vulnerabilities. When she speaks less, she gives fewer opportunities for others to manipulate her. She does not owe the world an explanation for her every move, her every struggle, or her every success. Some things are best kept in the quiet spaces of her heart, where they can grow without interference. There is also power in the silence of observation. A woman who listens more than she speaks, learns what others miss. She sees people for who they truly are, not just who they pretend to be. When she is quiet, she notices the small details, the way someone's words do not match their actions, the hesitation in a promise, the inconsistency in a story. Silence gives her time to process, to understand, and to make wise decisions instead of impulsive ones. While others rush to react, she waits, watches, and moves with purpose. Most importantly, silence brings peace. When a woman is not constantly explaining, defending, or proving herself, she frees her mind from unnecessary noise. She is not trapped in endless conflicts or exhausted by meaningless conversations. Her energy is spent on what truly matters: her growth, her joy, her purpose. The strongest women are not those who shout the loudest, but those who have mastered the quiet confidence of knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. A woman's peace plans and pain are not meant for public display. In a world that constantly pressures her to be open to share every detail of her life and to seek validation from others, true wisdom lies in knowing what to protect. The art of preservation is not about deception. It is about safeguarding the most precious aspects of her existence from those who do not deserve access to them. A woman who preserves herself does not hide out of fear, but out of understanding that not everyone she encounters will respect, cherish, or honor what she shares. Her peace is one of the most valuable things she must guard. There will always be people, situations, and distractions that seek to disrupt her inner calm. The more she exposes herself to unnecessary drama, conflict, and negativity, the more power she gives away. A woman who understands preservation does not entertain every argument, respond to every insult, or participate in every battle. She chooses her wars wisely and refuses to let the noise of the world steal the tranquility she has worked so hard to build. Protecting her peace means knowing when to walk away, when to stay silent, and when to remove herself from people and places that no longer serve her well. Her plans, too, require protection. A woman who announces every step she is about to take opens the door for interference, jealousy, and opposition. The world is full of those who pretend to support, but secretly hope for failure. Dreams are delicate, and when they are spoken too soon, they can be trampled by doubt, criticism, and sabotage. A woman of wisdom moves in silence, allowing her actions to speak louder than her words. She understands that not every friend is truly a friend, and not every well-wisher genuinely wishes her well. By keeping her plans private until they are strong enough to withstand outside forces, she ensures that she remains in control of her own destiny. Then there is her pain, a deeply personal and sacred part of her journey. While society encourages openness, not every wound should be displayed for the world to see. Some pains are meant to be healed in silence without external judgment, pity, or unnecessary interference. A woman who constantly shares her struggles with those who do not truly care risks having her pain used against her. People may sympathize today, but judge her tomorrow. True strength is not in how loudly she cries, but in how wisely she chooses where and with whom to share. Some battles are meant to be fought in solitude, with resilience, faith, and a quiet confidence that healing does not require an audience. The art of preservation is not selfishness. It is wisdom. A woman who masters it walks with confidence, grace, and an unshakable foundation. She does not give away what is meant to be kept. She does not waste energy on what does not build her, and in doing so, she remains unbreakable, unstoppable, and in full control of her life. A woman's power is not just in what she shares, but in what she chooses to withhold. In a world that demands constant exposure, she must understand the value of mystery, the strength of silence, and the necessity of preservation. Her heart, her dreams, her struggles, these are not for the careless hands of the world to toy with. They are treasures meant to be guarded with wisdom and given only to those who have proven themselves worthy. She must recognize that not everyone who listens has good intentions. Not every ear that hears her words will protect them, and not every heart she trusts will keep its promises. By mastering the art of discretion, she gains control over her life, her emotions, and her future. She learns that silence can be more powerful than speech, that trust must be earned, and that true strength often lies in what remains unseen. A woman who understands this does not seek validation from the crowd. She does not live to be understood by everyone, nor does she fear being misunderstood. She walks in quiet confidence, knowing that her peace is too valuable to be disturbed, her dreams too precious to be exposed, and her struggles too sacred to be shared with those who do not deserve them. She is not weak for choosing silence. She is wise. She is not cold for guarding her heart. She is strong. So to every woman listening, protect your peace, guard your dreams, hold your heart close, speak when necessary, but know that silence is sometimes the loudest statement you can make. Move in wisdom, live with dignity, and never forget that the most powerful things about you are the ones the world will never fully see.